Welcome back, everybody, to episode whatever it is on this van. I don't know as I'm recording this, but it is a new video. And today we are going to start buttoning up some loose ends. If you recall, in the last episode I did mention it probably more than once that this thing needs struts really, really bad. We also need to figure out the front brakes are sticking. Probably hoses, could be the calipers, we don't know. We do know that those brakes are new when they were put on 21-ish years ago. I don't remember what the rear brakes look like. I should probably take the drums off and look again. Probably needs hardware, I don't know. The interior is looking pretty good. There's all of our stuff. I've got a set of struts, rear shocks too, and a set of newish brakes off of, what is this? That all came off like, a 94 Plymouth Grand Voyager a U-pull. That caliper over there is pretty well brand new. I think they both pretty well are. Hoses look good. Everything seems to work. So we'll probably just swap that whole set over and then keep what's good out of what's on us. But we'll see. At the very least, between that and this, we'll get some working front brakes, I think. I got a new serpentine belt that's been in there. I should probably put that on. We have to deal with the run issue when it gets warm, which is going to be that cam sensor and that wire harness in here. Now, I think I'm going to pull the wire harness off of that motor right there, because that is the 1991 3.0 liter that came out of that red Dodge Caravan that, well, this transmission and the rest of this wire harness, that computer came out of. So might as well finish the harness up. So we'll have to pull the upper intake plenum off, no big deal. Pull all that stuff off. I figure that's when we'll do the belt as well. And then we should have a little better access to that cam sensor. He's kind of buried down there. Hopefully that comes out. Should have replaced it before, but I didn't. So those are the three big things on my list here. Let's start with that, and we'll keep moving from there. I tell you, I'm really digging the V6 EFI badges on the second gens. They should have done that on the second gens from factory. I might have to try hunt down a few more for some other caravans here. I really like how that looks. Otherwise, I do think I'm probably gonna get some tires on order for it because it needs those. Oh, the fuel tank leak. It's got a leak in the fuel tank. The used filler net grommet is leaking, believe it or not. And I think the tank is wet over there on that side somewhere. Although it looks dryish now, it did appear wet somewhere on one of the straps. I'm sure there's a pinhole in it or something. I don't know. We'll look. We will look. And I'm worried our used pump isn't very good because it kind of starts funny, like it's starving for fuel. But that could also be that cam sensor playing funny games. Yeah, see how it's wet up there? I don't know what's up with that. So, and the tank's only got like a quarter tank, and I haven't filled this tank up, so I don't actually know. I mean, it looked good. I didn't think it leaked, but it might. I'll check add rear brake hoses to the list. Forgot about those. That one's got a rat shoe in it, but they look, they look good, and that'll be the new lines for the rears. Probably brake. Well, we didn't brake we bled these, so those wheel cylinders, unless the wheel cylinders are bad, which they probably are. I don't remember. You guys remind me. That was way back before we got this running when we had that apart. I don't remember. But yeah, just a few more things to button up. That way it's actually roadworthy. Runs, drives reliably-ish, hopefully. Yeah, you. Come here. Come here. Yeah, come here. Graham, come here. Come here. What? 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 Yeah. Okay, goodbye. I don't think he's going very far. Okay, so we got the strut out. Don't let me forget that axle's popped loose right now. It's not leaking, but it's pulled out. I've kind of been struggling with it. The weight of the brakes are just pulling it out, whatever. This strut's, well, it's junk. We know it's junk because it makes a shitload of noise. And I can't rotate it very freely. And you see the rust on the bore or the piston here, whatever you want to call him. And he's Got some oil on him. It doesn't look bad, but we haven't driven it hardly any. I bet you all the oil's gone out of it. But yeah, he no good. We know he's no good. But I just did some testing on the brake system. If you notice, the bleeder's sitting there on the ground, and I locked the brakes up before I did this. This is a bad example, but oh, that just popped back in. Maybe probably ruined the seal too. That brake is still stuck with the bleeder out, and there was no pressure, so the caliper is seized. Now I don't know. You would think. I mean, is it dripping? How's it dripping? It's not dripping either, so the hose is probably screwed too. I mean, it might be dripping just a little. Yeah, it's dripping, but like not like it should be. Yeah, that should just be absolutely flowing out of there. And it's not. So we're gonna say that the caliper, I can't even get this to start. The caliper's froze and the brake hose is constricted. Is anybody surprised by that? No. But now we just have proof of what exactly is wrong instead of just shotgunning all the parts at it. Now, would it be a bad idea to shotgun everything at this? No, but now we know. So, because what I think I'll do is I'm going to leave this rotor and these pads, because I know they don't shake, because they're not warped. So we're going to leave the rotor and the pads. We're just going to swap the caliper and the hose with... Well, I'd like to make another point here. I'm not recommending you be a cheap ass, but I'm just showing you. Notice all of a sudden this is dripping now into our EPA-approved pan. Well, so the hose itself isn't constricted. What's happened is the bracket was rust jacked, and so I relieved the pressure of the bracket. And while I opened I also opened that. That helps a lot, pulling the cap off, and that's flowing just as good as it should be, pretty well. So technically, that hose is fine. So that's another thing worth checking when you got a brake seizing and popping the bleeder. Well, I'm not saying, well, popping the bleeder should fix it if the caliper's not seized. Clearly our calipers, what's the problem is a caliper, in our case. But if you think you got a bad hose, I mean, you just replace it. It's $10, but this could be your problem, and that could also get you home in a pinch too, by the way. If you ever run into a problem, try that. Try that. If you think you got a bad hose, try that. That'll get you home for sure. And then a little bit longer. Remember, we did it to that, and I still haven't done the brakes on it, and I've got 700 miles on it, and it's just fine. So, you know, take that as you will, I suppose. I think I saved it. So, a lot of Croil. This is my fluid of choice today. And I have a 7/16 on here, as you can see, spinning. But I had this pliers just clamped on, not clamped, but like I just had them held on. They're not crushing it, but holding it so it doesn't want to rotate this. I thought it was going to break, and then it went. Because it's kind of like flexed it a little bit. So I'm cautiously optimistic about the state of that line right there. But we might have got away with it. Because that's not the fun line to do when the engine's in. But I think we got it. We at least got the fitting broke free without snapping the line cleanly. You get what I'm doing here. You know, it works really good keeping your brake lines from leaking while you got them off. Little bleeder cap. That worked great. So plug, and that was just flowing free. So I think we somehow saved ourselves here. So we're gonna oil the rest of this line up here. Recommend fluid film, but hey, anything will be better than nothing there. Because Croil, I think will evaporate eventually, but that should do some good for it. All right, brakes are all apart. Everything looks good here. I did press the caliper in. It did go in, but it kind of like wasn't happy about doing it. But that Well, did I have the bleeder tight? Well, that could have been part of that, could have been the hose, but we know it was seized because it was seized. It kind of freed up as I was taking everything apart. Now, this other caliper right here, I got it right there. That is a remanufactured caliper. See all the markings and goodness on it, and we kind of were suspect of it based on this shiny new bracket here. So that's a reman caliper, good to go. And all I did was pop the slide pin boots out, and I was able to get in between the rotor and the caliper, and I just easily pressed it in with the screwdriver. So the hose flows really good, the caliper moves freely, good to go. And then some other little tidbit I want to show, these are the slide pins off of the original caliper from here, and they've got fresh brand new grease on them, just another evidence that they just did the brakes. So we're going to throw those back on. I did clean up, I took a drill to this, I'm going to get some brake grease, and I'm going to grease those up a little bit, and we'll throw this guy on there. Slide pins all move free. They actually move free on that too, they move really well, so we'll hang on to that for the slide pins, and maybe we'll rebuild it someday, or not. I'm a hoarder, so it's fine. But we're going to throw this on, get this brake done, get the new strut in, button this up. I took a look at the seal for the trans, it looks fine, we didn't do any damage to it, so it should be good to go there. And that'll be this side, and then we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. Alright, this side's all done. We've got the strut installed. We reused the alignment mark from where it was on the other van. So it's aligned based on a decent-ish van, so it should be close. And then the brake gravity bled itself, and all I did was press the pedal a couple times, fill the caliper with fluid. It freed up completely, and the brake pedal feels hard, good to go. So let's get the tire on, get this back on the ground. I'm going to kind of work quick through the other side, and hopefully we should be able to maybe take it for a quick test drive just to see how the brakes work and just see how the suspension feels. I want to do the rears too, but that shouldn't take me very long. It's get it up in the air, get the tires off, get the impact, whiz the two 18mm bolts out, throw the new shocks in, and call her good. I'll see you on the other side. Literally. Boy, did I not want to do brake lines tonight. I was very, 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 very determined. And after a million years, we have freed this brake fitting up. So I actually had to cut the hose and then pull the line, that little bolt off, free the line up, and spin that guy off. Don't get down. You're not jumping up there. Spin that guy off of that. That way I could get up on the front here and spray that with Croil. And even then, I had to cook that thing with the torch, get it nice and hot, and then hold the pliers on that end just so the line doesn't flex, and back and forth. I finally got it to just crack loose, and then back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. More Croil, and just keep going back and forth. Finally got it to where it'll spin all the way around. And we've saved that brake line. As you can see, now that we've knocked the rust off, the line looks actually really clean in there. Just a little layer of surface rust, and it looks like inside on the flare, it looks like it had some rust get into there, and that's what really held it up and bound it. But it is freed up, it is good to go, which means we can finish taking this guy off, and we can go ahead and get it swapped over with that bad boy right there. Put it back on, get the new strut up, and we are good to go. Freaking awesome. That's about the most I've had one fight and not break. That was very, very, very likely or close to breaking. I'm surprised it did not break. And just to confirm on this one too, I got the hose completely cut off, and I cannot get, so what I'm talking about here is if you get this caliper loose here, which it pried off very tightly, this should press in pretty well by hand, like just easy. Yeah, it should spray fluid out. I got a little spurt of fluid, so I know that that's free, but it won't move. That caliper is also seized. So that's what our problem is. It's not the hoses in this case, it was the calipers that were seized. So, good to know, at least. But, yeah. Yeah, so there we are. Let's get the rear shocks in quick. I think they're still in here. Oh, and I actually shut it. Yeah, that the brakes are a little spongy because I only gravity bled them. I didn't actually bleed them. So I think they need bled. Yet, what am I looking for? The trunk button. There we go. But they stop the vehicle and they release, and the vehicle rolls so much better. Blueberry is super happy about that, I would hope. Aren't you? Right? With the original hat struts that still work. Kind of wild. They're not the fastest, but they still work. Now we got ourselves 2 KYB shocks. Set one right there. And we'll take the other and put it right there. So, pretty simple. Jack this thing up in the air. Not by the hitch on this thing. Probably see if I can slide under the axle and lift the whole car up. Take 2 tires off. 2 18 mil bolts. Sometimes the bottom ones are rusty and they'll fight you. Sometimes they're not. Alright, so I kind of remember what's going on here. So wheel bearings were kind of packed fresh. These feel good. Everything feels good here. Brake pads are new. Hardware is all new except for the adjuster cables. Those this one's intact, but it's pretty crusty. And the wheel cylinders are shot as expected. So for both sides, we need to order wheel cylinders and self-adjuster cables. If the adjusters are cheap or whatever, like $1 or $2, they come from the same spot, order new adjusters. Otherwise, we'll free those both up. But yeah, hardware is good. Just adjuster cables and wheel cylinders. The other side, wheel cylinder is worse off. Especially over here, there's a lot of corrosion in that one. And the adjuster cable is broke. Ain't nothing to them. So, yeah, that's all we'll need to order for that. Drums look good. Shoes look good. Hardware looks good. Wheel bearing feels good. And while I was in here, got the tires off, I kind of hit the rust on the inside of the wheel well with fluid film, kind of soaked what's left, slow down the rust, especially over on the side that's not completely disintegrated yet. I mean, it's going. It's going to need wheel arches at some point, but it's together-ish for now, so we might as well keep it that way-ish. Slow her down anyway. That's the goal for now. All right, here's the shock. As you can see, we can get at that bolt and that bolt. It should be no problem. And we'll get those crusty, rusty things out of here. All right, struts are out. And to my surprise, the passenger side is still good. Somehow. I don't know how, but it is, you know, the usual. Look at that. Comes right back up. Now, the other side, it's bad, but it isn't completely dead. You know, I can't just slam it in and out. Like, it'll go down, but it won't come back up. But it does take some force to pull it back up, so it still absorbs a little bit, but it's not very good. So the other one, because I'm a hoarder, I'll hang on to for now. I didn't cook the bushings too bad when I had to cook this bolt to get it out. That one was pretty cooked in there, but it's still there. It's one of those parts you keep for a quick flip. Enjoy. All right, let's take this for a test drive, and please don't leave us stranded, Blueberry. We'd appreciate that. All right, 212, 258 on the clock. Let's see what happens here. Brake check. Work. I figure we'll worry about bleeding them. I'm trying to get my seatbelt in here. Hang on. Okay, I'm failing. There we go. I figure we'll worry about bleeding them after we do the rear wheel cylinders, because we'll have to bleed them anyway. Oh, it's so much better. You can already tell the difference just in the way. Hang on. Sorry, I gotta make sure the fan's on so we don't get dust in here. You can already tell the difference in the way it rides. You don't hear that squeaky clunky. Feels good with those shocks. it's a good transmission, that's for sure. Engine's a great engine too. I cannot believe how well this thing runs. when it's running good. Oh, there's that blinker thing. Is that gonna do that the whole time now? That's great. I guess we'll let it do that for now. Oh, I hit the flashers and it fixed it. That's kind of weird. Yeah, something's up with that. It's probably that blinker relay. We'll hope it's that, because that's what we'll try first. I should have the spare one out of carry, the 91. Because I can kind of hear it want to click when I go to the right, but it doesn't click. I don't know what's up with that. No shake at 60. No shake really at 65 either. This thing's driving freaking phenomenal. There's no shake. Nothing. Uh-oh. Hang on. No! That freaking flashy thing. There it goes. Fix it. So left blinker, and then turn the flasher on, and then it fixes itself. Yeah, this thing's driving phenomenal. Oil pressure looks good. Charging, temp gauge is good. That's absolutely crazy. When I hit the brakes, they're smooth, and they let up. I can hit them, and they let up. Accelerates just fine. Doesn't feel like it's getting, what do you want to say? Drag. There's no drag. Look at that thing purr like a kitten right now. I would argue it's probably a quart low. It's just below the bottom dot there. So it should be up about here at least. So I'd say it's a quart low. Here's what I noticed right here. This isn't working. Watch this. I bet you I can get this to kick on. This pigtail here is got issues. I bet you the blinkers will start working if I... Come on. Bet you it works again. It's working. This isn't working, but the blinkers are. They were not before. So we got there's our problem. It's not the relay or anything, it's that pigtail. Alright, so I gotta get some ATF. I think everything else is good. It's running really, it's sitting here idling just fine now. After a drive. Muffler's slowly getting louder. Alright, how does this alignment look? Actually looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it's just a hair out. What is that noise? Fan, are you dying? It got ever so slightly louder. Have to keep an eye on that. And then this one, I mean, honestly, they look pretty good. Yeah, we're gonna leave well enough alone with that for now. I added half a quart of ATF, that's what I had on hand, and it seems to be just at the top of warm now, so that's pretty good. And I wiggled the fan like this and it quit doing that squeaky thing, but it shut off right now. So that means stick your fingers in it. Alright, so I've got that wire harness pulled off of that 91 donor motor over there, or spare motor, whatever you want to call it. I also pulled the vacuum harness, and then I had some of this other stuff pulled off. This is going to go into storage. Clean that engine up. It actually pulled the valve covers off that thing. Looks pretty good. But I think we're going to tackle putting this in. As you can see, no corrosion on any of this. This was the coolant sensor where our issue is. That looks good. I also pulled, whoops, about tripped and died, that coolant sensor right here because it's less corroded, and I pulled the cam sensor out. I did order a new one of those, but it's not here yet. It won't be here for a couple of days, so who likes to risk and gamble? Me. I do. So we've got to pull this guy off, get him out of the way. We got to pull all the vacuum stuff off of the intake, pull the upper plenum out, hopefully save that new gasket that's in there, because I probably have one, but you know, I'd rather save that one. And get the intake up off, and then we should be able to get at the harness, pull this old crappy junk harness off, and throw that new harness on. And that harness doesn't have this piece, so I think we'll swap that over. And otherwise, that's it. Oh, and the cam sensor, the problem is, on the first gens, it is buried down there. If you can even, can't even see it. So I think we have to get this little L bracket off, and then we should have some access, but it's still behind this motor mount plate. But I've been able to sneak them out before, as long as the bolt comes out. And I thought we had that out with the timing cover, so it should come out, I think. We're going to attempt anyway, and get that cam sensor swapped, because if you look here, here's our problem. Actually, it doesn't look that bad now, but it's because I scrubbed on it, but it's super corroded. And it's causing bad contact. See the corrosion just kind of flinging out of it? Anyway, that's a problem. Same thing down here. This guy is corroded. Although that doesn't look that bad. I might run that temp sensor and put the other one back in the other motor. But if you look in here, see how green and gross that is? That is what was causing our temp sensor to stop working. This is causing our run issue, because when I wiggle that guy around, he quits working. A little bit of time later, and as you can see, we've got our intake down. I'm cheating a little bit. Those poor vacuum lines are flexing pretty good. It kind of fell that way, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to leave it like that, actually. And so I got the new harness in. It's all good to go. And as you can see, we've got our cam sensor out. So I must have had this out when I did the timing cover, which makes sense. But then I put it back in. And I guess it's a problem because I didn't, you know, deal with that. Which, well, yeah, you guys kind of see the corrosion. They're pretty freaking bad. So that's out now. Now we can put the new one in. New to us, new to it. Even though I've got a new one coming, whatever. Whichever. Yeah, so I got to take this. I had to take that little bracket out. 18 mil bolt there. There's a 21 mil nut on the bottom holding that motor mount in place. So as long as that's tight, you're good. It'll hold itself. And then I just got to put the intake back on. It looks like we saved the gasket. It came off in one piece. So we should be all right there. And then just make sure my vacuum lines are good. Plug everything back in. And we should be good, hopefully. Hopefully good. We'll throw that over there. That's good for it. Alright, a little bit of work later. And I think I got it back together. New cam sensors in. Intake's bolted back in. Coil pack's on. I think the wires are in the right order. Obviously our wire harness is in. Our vacuum lines are all hooked up. I oiled up the spring here on the throttle body because it's sticky. All the plugs in, the little plug down there, the two on there. Obviously the temp sensor, the three over here. Bolt down there. I got the zip ties holding the wires up so they're out of the way, not going to get burned. Cam sensor's in. The cable is away from the belt, not going to be a problem there. I think I got everything. Hopefully it it runs. That would be nice. I should have replaced that vacuum harness with that other one instead of this hacked one we put together in the shed last winter. But I didn't feel like trying to pull it out of everywhere, so it'll be fine. It was fine already, so it's just not pretty. But nothing under that engine bay is really pretty. Maybe when that engine needs to get swapped. Well, I shouldn't say that out loud. Please run. Not that. Alright, well, cam sensor works. As long as it stays working. I'm going to let it sit here and run and warm up. I'm going to go clean up. And I think we'll take it for a drive, or at least I will. I'll bring you along for a little bit anyway. We'll see where we go from there. Definitely no worse off than we were. Arguably, that might be better. Responsive. Idling okay. Okay. We'll see what that does. Well, everything seems to be working. Yeah. Still backs up. Good. I got a maze of vehicles behind me. As per usual, I suppose. So I can see out the windows and the mirrors. I'm not watching what you're looking at. I'm kind of just watching me. See? Van. Other van. And we're clear. Running good so far. Driving pretty good too. Okay, so it just did the thing where it wants to die again, but it only does it at low speeds. Now that I'm up to speed again, it's running fine, but if I get below like 40, it tries to die again. And it was about the same exact time it took like the last time where we drove it, and then it got back just as we were getting home where it started acting up again. It's doing the same thing again. Hasn't died yet. I'm kind of heading back towards home. I got it to, I did a loop, and I didn't stop and turn around, but I did a loop. And now we're pointing towards home as it wants to spit and sputter here, but we're gonna try and make it home quick. Nope, unsuccessful. Did not make it to the gas station. But I'm being easy on it. Like, it'll idle fine, but I give it throttle and it gets funny, like it's cutting in and out. So I'm gonna try to get home here quick. Listen to this thing. It's like the bucking Bronco driving it home. It's got a mind of its own right now. I made it. Listen to this thing. It runs great when it's cold. It gets warmed up, runs like crap. I got a hunch here, and I'm gonna probably try something. Not to mention, that's sticky. Like, I think I might take the one off that other van and put it on here. Like, this thing's messed up. Now it's idling, it's okay. And now it's idling fine. Hunch. Not the mass airflow sensor, not MAP sensor. Not MAP, or MAP sensor. Oh, then it idles down. Not sure what to think of that. It ain't right. Something ain't right though. So I kind of wanted to hope it was just going to be that map sensor, but it's not. Well, it doesn't seem to be. I unplugged it, didn't make a difference, but huh. I kind of want to change that throttle body out for that other one over there if it's not sticky like this one. This one's kind of sticky. It's going to get me into trouble. Muffler's kind of blowing up though, isn't it? Good thing I got a new one coming. Oil pressure looks good. Temp looks good. Oh, hey. Check engine light. Probably from when I unplugged the map sensor. That makes sense. Well, I just put like 10 gallons of gas in it. I put 2 gas cans in it just to see if that would make a difference at all. Maybe it was out of fuel. It's not, because as you can see, it's starting to drop out as we're sitting here in the driveway. I put a few more miles on it though. It drives like a, you know, it runs like a top for like 20 minutes or so. Drives fantastic, and then it just, like clockwork, it just clonks out. So, but we're at 212, 281. Making progress there. Speedo's working fine. I'm not sure what's up, to be honest. I gotta really look at that wire harness, but I ordered another crank sensor. It'll be here next week. So I think we're just gonna set the van off to the side for now, and we'll come back to it in a week or two here. But hey, at least it's got gas in it now. Alright, so while I'm still waiting on that crank sensor, I still don't trust this thing, and it's kind of gritty. If you look here, oh, there you go. See the rust? I think it could be sucking air through here when it gets warm or something too. I don't trust this throttle body, nor do I trust either of those. I don't really trust anything. So I've got the other throttle body. I'm just going to swap it on quick because I got nothing to lose. I mean, look at this thing. It's not the nicest throttle body in the world. It's the one that was on it, so we'll give that other one a shot because it's really free. If I look over here, I got it sitting right to here. I need to clean it up. I did save the gasket on it, but the gasket's still over there, so I'm going to try to peel that gasket off. That's still got some, like, pins look okay. It's got, like, dielectric grease on it or something. But this one isn't stuck like the other one. It kind of is gritty. This one feels good. I'll clean it up, and we'll try it. It's don't got anything to lose, that's for sure. You guys ready for that to not make a difference at all? At the very least, I've got another throttle body refurbished. I cleaned it up pretty good, so we'll see. I don't trust that IAC valve that's in there either, but I don't trust the other one. So, I don't know. I don't know what to think. Let's go, lights on. Well, it at least runs. That's a start. I don't know, it runs. I don't know, it runs. I don't think it's any worse. I have to drive it up the road again here. It's still warm. That thing is still warm. I'll drive it up the road here, see if it does the thing it usually or has been doing. I'll let you know if it's improved. If you don't hear from me tonight, it's because it's the same. No change. It's cutting in and out again. So, not the IAC, not the throttle position sensor. I don't think it's the map sensor, and I don't think it's the O2 sensor. It's got a brand new cam sensor. Technically, it's got a brand new crank sensor, but the brand new crank sensor was when we first got it running. So I think that only leaves the crank sensor, really. Or the engine computer's funny, but I don't think so. So hopefully, when we get that crank sensor in next week, that corrects this issue. I'm like 50% confident, but at least it stays running now. It used to not even stay running. So I don't know. Oh, and I did find a little tear in the cable going to or one of the wires going to the crank sensor. I fixed that, and I taped all those wires up. Didn't fix anything, obviously, but we're gonna limp home. there's home. But I'll see you guys probably in a week or so. Well, to the collective 2 of you that pay attention to the date up there, I tend to date stuff to kind of keep it, I don't know, chronological order, make it make sense. It's been a little while. I took a bit of a hiatus. We're back. I've got the old crank sensor out. As you can see, it's new. So, I don't know. We're hoping it's bad, just out of the go. So I've got another one down here in one of these boxes. I've also got all the new exhaust pieces in here. And bracket, I don't know, I might end up using the old bracket. It seems a lot nicer than the one that came in this kit here. But we'll see. I got some random exhaust hangers and stuff. But this is the guy we're going for right here, I believe. Yes, does it look the same? Yeah, pretty much. It's got a spacer on it still. I don't know. I say we slot that bad boy in there, and let's see what happens, right? It's the same, but it's different. As you can see, they cheated some plastic out of it to save some money. I don't know. Wish us luck. All right, new sensor's in. Let's see if she runs. Weird, it runs. I'm gonna let this sit and idle for like 20 minutes, and we'll just see if it dies. I'll keep you updated. Fires right up. It seems to be running better now too, by the way, with the gas in it. So, because it fires right up, no problem now. Hopefully that was it. I got no other ideas really besides shotgunning a few more sensors at it, but you know. All right, it's 3:33 p.m. She's gonna sit here. We're gonna let her run. We got to work on this Blazer. We got to put 2 new CV axles in it. That'll be fun. But there she be. Hopefully that's it. Well, 20 minutes later, this thing's still sitting here purring like a kitten. It's got up to temp. The fan kicked on, kicked off, kicked on. I think I'm gonna try to take it for a little lap quick. I'll let you know how that turns out here in a minute. Good so far. Couple miles. Usually it'd start coughing by now. There she is. She just drove 10 miles and it's still sitting there purring. That was it. That crank sensor we put in when we first got it running, bad out of box. It'll run for 20 minutes, get warm, and quit. We're sitting at 212, 291. We've got exactly 40 miles on the odometer since we got this van running after it has sat for over 21 years. It was parked since 2003. It is now nearing the end of 2025, and there she is finally sitting there running again. That is the engine that was in it. Fortunately, we had to replace the transmission, but that's how she goes, right? That's how she goes. I think that's gonna do it for this episode on Blueberry, the 1991 Dodge Grand Caravan SE that we have rescued and are just about to put back on the road for good. She is just about roadworthy. Next episode, we're gonna finish up that exhaust that is bad. We gotta put some new tires on it. I believe we're gonna grease up the rear wheel bearings. I think we gotta do wheel cylinders, whatever. A couple more things. I think eventually I wanna do these control arm bushings. I can kinda hear them creaking, but we'll save that for another episode. That's gonna do it. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. I will see you guys next time.